Good evening, Namaste. I welcome you all to this Vichar initiative. This is a weekly webinar where we invite various speakers from the community in Victoria to speak on various diverse topics. Today, we have Shikha Gaur ji with us. Welcome, Shikha ji, on this program.
Hi,
And
Surya.
my name is Sury Soni. I'm trustee of Federation of Indian Association of Victoria. This is which are initiative FIAV and AICCT. And if anyone in the audience, those who are live audience, as well as those who would be watching it on YouTube, please like, subscribe, and share this video and initiative into your social network. Join our WhatsApp group. And if you know somebody who could be a good speaker on this forum, please share with me directly and we'll schedule in one of the weekly webinars. I request all the audience to stay on mute other than speaker. And if you have any question, you can raise your hand uh, during the program, or you can write your question in the chat. We'll have a proper question and answer session as well. And before we request Shikhaji to start her presentation, I would request and welcome a few key dignitaries in the forum. Welcome Pradeep Gaurji, Vice President of FIAV, and I also welcome Usha Gullapalli, who is also trustee of FIAV. Welcome you both. And now I'll request Pradeep ji to introduce Shikha ji for our audience. Thank you. Over to you, Pradeep ji.
Thank you very much, Suryaji. So, as you rightly introduced myself, I have been working with the FIV for quite few years, I think 4 years. And currently, I am the Vice President of FIAV. Today, Shikha Gaur is with me. She is the Principal Solicitor of Wit Legal. Wit Legal, it's a company, Wit Legal Pty Limited. The name of business is Wit Legal. So Wit Legal is in providing legal services, the services by the solicitors to its clients. Now I work there as the practice head, and Shikha Gaur is the principal solicitor. There are some other people as well. We have recently started one practice in Sydney as well, and already we have in Melbourne 3-4 offices. So now Shikha Gaur is going to present the way how people can, Indians especially who come from the migrant backgrounds and who find sometimes it difficult to practice as a lawyer, even if they have not, even if they have completed their basic qualifications, everything in India. So people can easily practice if they come here, and even if they have not done, they can do laws and get a qualification like LLB or Juris Doctor, and can start working as a solicitor. Here we say it is solicitors, the lawyers. So I can just give you some introduction how Shikha started it. In India, she was a pure housewife, and though she has his Master of Arts degree in English literature, but she was not working. But when she came to Australia, she worked in a factory environment. But later on, she decided to study laws, and she completed her bachelor degree from one of the prominent universities in Australia, and then she started practicing law. Currently, she is the principal solicitor. So now, today, she is going to discuss how she is finding it, the legal qualification, and her interest to practice laws in Australia. Over to you, Shikha.
Thank you, Pradeep ji, for having me. So I want to tell something about the solicitors, that as an Indian Australian solicitor, we believe that knowing your rights and understanding the legal system is key to empowering our community. So whether you are a student, you are a business person, or a parent, or a professional. The law affects many parts of your life here in Australia. So today we are going to cover discussion on the following heads.
So what I'll do, I'll just share the screen.
Yeah.
Where we can, we have divided our legal journey to share with our audience that how they can start this and how it is going to benefit the community and to them as professional as well. I'm just sharing it. So, is it
Yeah, it's
visible to
visible. You
everyone?
can go to next screen. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
fine. So now please.
So today I want to highlight some topic as how you can make a real impact through law, explore different legal fields, and learn how to succeed in a law school as a student, see how lawyers solve the problems, and find purpose in legal work, and how to discover your path in law. So these are topics that we are covering in this discussion. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can stay on the first screen. I think you've gone to page 4.
I think I gone on the last screen.
Yeah.
No.
No. So sorry. It's
Start again. Yeah.
What I'll do, I made some mistake. So it's not shared now, right?
It's not sharing.
Okay.
Please share it again. Yeah.
Okay, I'll just share again and I'll see. Fine. So we'll share from here. No?
Yeah.
Can you make it zoom, please? It's very small screen. Or
Fine. Is it okay?
yeah, that's your main welcome screen. Yeah. You can
Yeah.
go to next.
This is the next one.
Yeah. Yes, Shikha ji, please start your first screen. Yeah.
So helping, so how it affects our community. So that's helping someone facing unfair dismissal at work.
Generally, what happens, sometimes people don't know their rights, right? So, and even they're scared of, scared of reaching to the lawyers as well. And they don't take legal advice and they try to do everything on their own and they don't get the results which are not favorable to them. So it's always a good idea to seek legal advice when it is required.
Yeah, it is always supporting for the people. So
Pradeep ji,
like
Shikha ji, can
family.
you come in the center of the screen and take the
In
lead?
a child custody dispute, assisting a small business owner with contracts like contract of sale, like transfer of lease. So many contracts we can review and we can assess the people, protecting elderly parents through proper wills and powers of attorney. So these documents can be help people to understand and to make life easy. Just like migration law, visas, appeals, sponsorship, property and conveyancing, buying, selling homes or businesses, business law, contracts, lease, partnership, wills and estate, preparing wills profit. So many laws are there to help people and make them their life easy.
In the migration law, say how they can get different kind of visas, appeals, sponsorship. Many times what happens, people, they get married from overseas partner and they try to bring their partner here and it becomes very difficult to get the visa for the partner who is coming from the overseas. So it is something where they should seek advice, and then they should decide which visa they have to apply first, whether a visiting visa, visitor visa, a family for family members will be good for them. Visitor visa 600, I think, right?
Yes.
Or they can straight away apply for a spouse visa. So this thing they have to discuss with their solicitors, their lawyers, and only they can tell which is good for them. Similarly, for if they feel any if they are buying business or selling business, so it is always good idea to first approach a solicitor and then take their advice and then decide how they are going to proceed with their buying or selling of the business. Similarly, sometimes in the family disputes, people don't understand. We have seen it because if there is a small disagreement between the partners, and one partner straight away calls the police, and then it becomes they get intervention orders, but then they realize though it was just uh, 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 you know it was suddenly it happened and they called the police, though it was not required. But once it becomes the IVO, then it is difficult to come out of it. So again, they have to spend money on the lawyers, and they have to spend their time, and one partner has to stay away from them. So had they taken first advice from a solicitor or a lawyer, and then they could have taken any step. So it's always good idea, if you face any issue, legal issue, or say for that sake any issue which you don't know much about, it's better to approach the professional. Most of the times in such cases, it is a lawyer.
Sometimes people say we don't want to go to the lawyer, but it is not like that. Lawyer always not like the
They
income.
help. They help people. Lawyers help.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
people think
maybe
that
Shikha ji, you want to elaborate on that part. Can you elaborate that? Why is that stigma sometimes in the community that they don't lawyers? Why is it sometimes
Yeah, because
difficult?
they escape to go to the lawyers, because they want, if they go to the lawyer, they make so much money. They make so many.
so what they think that they are making money,
Yeah,
and for them they might give some advice which is
not in their favor
in their best
sometimes.
interest. So it could
Yeah.
be it could be helping to the lawyers, not to them. So they think that because they are sitting there to make money, so they may give some advice which is not in their favor,
But
which is
I
not
think
in
that
their
is
best interest.
secondary. The primary concern that person need a legal advice. One should already be in very difficult situation where he has to go and seek a legal advice. So out of that stress and panic, and then compounded by speaking to a very highly technical professional person, may create that fear or stigma.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you are right. So what happens? We have, even now we offer the legal aid services. Earlier we were not having it, but now we offer. And people who are on, who are not good
Centerlink.
and who are on Centrelink support, like they have the healthcare card.
Yeah.
So to such people, we help them to get the help from the legal aid.
So can
we
you
help them to get
elaborate
the
on what is legal aid is for
Not
common
only
person?
that, can I say something, Surya ji and Pradeep?
Yeah.
Not only they may be in a situation where they may not be able to afford also, no, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what legal aid is. So
So what
Pradeep,
legal aid? Because how will you say that, but to decide that you qualify to get the help from legal aid is a government support, government support. It's the government
Legal
agency,
agency, yeah.
Victoria government. So they provide you funding to your case. So money comes from them, though it's a very small amount, which comes to the lawyers. So, but some lawyers we know that we'll get a very small amount, but we'll get something from the government. Say from though one person might give us $2,000 or $3,000, but that person may only give us $1,000 or $500. But we get something from the government, and legal aid provides that, and it still we help for a very low price. So that's what we do. So, but for that they have to qualify. The qualify
They
means
qualified from
Yeah.
they are on Centrelink support.
Centrelink, some kind of evidence they have that
Yeah.
they are not having enough income to support them.
Yeah. Before we go into next thing where learn how to succeed in law school, can you just give a background now before you go into next slide? Can you give background? What is the most exciting part of studying law? Why one should pursue law in the first place? With the different options available in study and professional world, where does law stand and why it is important to study law in a very abstract, simple terms, without going into these bullet points here?
Yeah, so what we feel when you know, your understanding of the outside world becomes very broad. You are able to understand many issues which you don't understand otherwise. I think I'll just call mm, uh, Ashi. She is a student of law of fourth year, and I think she can just give her point of view, why she likes it and what is the benefit. Ashi,
Yeah,
can you just come down?
yeah, that would be nice.
So
Thank
because
you.
she is a student, she knows
Yeah.
that how she is doing. She is the student of Monash University.
Yeah.
Currently, she is in fourth year. She
Yeah.
has double degree IT and laws.
Yeah.
Ashi, if you can just give your views on it.
Hello, welcome, Ashi.
Hello, namaste.
Namaste. Thank you for joining and sharing your thoughts. Generally, before you answer why you're studying law, I'll put some common thinking that generally kids follow what their parents do or what their parents recommend them to
very
do.
true.
But many times students discover themselves and find what they really like. So from that abstract point of view, can you share your thoughts why law is important as a student to study as an area of field or area of profession?
So yeah, it is right that because my parents were doing it before me, so they encouraged me to go that way once they realized the benefits. So that was the main reason at the start. But as I started learning it in university, I realized how it really evolves your critical thinking skills because you have to read a lot and find issues and find how you make your point relevant and how to sort the right things out and also how to think from different perspectives. So it's not just one black and white answer. You need to incorporate different kinds of perspectives in your answers, and that's what makes a good lawyer is when you're able to rebut. You can predict what someone else will say, and you're able to rebut that in the same sentence. And so these kind of skills, they don't really come in other fields of study as much as law. They enhance your critical thinking skills and your comprehension skills.
And you make a good problem solver. So they also make, if you study laws, then as Ashi pointed out, that you have to think of all perspective. When you make any case theory, you have to think that if I say this is my case theory, then how the other party will rebut it. And then if they rebut, then how I will rebut. So you keep learning, you become a better problem solver. That if there's one problem after other, why, then we can answer for all those things. So that
Yep.
way you become a better problem solver as well.
Yep. Can
So
I
I
ask a
think-
question to Ashi and Shikha ji? Ashi, please continue that. What do you really enjoy in the uni? Like, yes, winning the argument is one, critical thinking is another. But as a student, as a young person, what do you really enjoy as a subject or as a law, what you're studying?
A particular subject.
No, or either one particular subject or in law in general. Like, yes, you become critical thinker, you become good at winning arguments.
I enjoy
But what
reading
makes it
stories.
interesting?
So every question to me is like a story of
Yep.
like a scenario is like a story. So it's interesting to see, like it becomes fun. It's like you're reading a drama, for example. So it becomes like that, especially when you enjoy, like I enjoyed property A. enjoying taxation because you can see like once you understand it, it's like you're reading and you're just you're able to point out different things.
So does it also become multidisciplinary in that case, that you have to know accounts, you need to know some other diverse aspect of the situation, or it is always just looking at the law aspect of things? Or do
It's
you have to?
mostly just looking at a law aspect. For example, of taxation, one would assume that you need to know accounting beforehand, and of course that would help. But taxation, with the way it's taught, it's very easy to understand, even if you didn't have an accounting background. I haven't done accounting before, but I really enjoy and do well in taxation. Because it's not that hard to do, because it's mostly just about it's simple math, and it's mostly just about categorizing what expense is what, and for that you have to know the sections and the definitions in the sections.
Yeah, ultimately you have to apply the laws. It is not the taxation accounting is different, taxation law is different.
Yes.
They are two different things.
So
So now, what else? One thing is that you become a very good problem solver, and you solve problem of life. All kind of problems you are able to solve because you become a problem solver. So that way, I think law is something, and it gives you confidence because your understanding of the world, outside world, becomes broader. So that way, I think law is a very good subject, even if you don't practice.
yeah, I'll ask one closing question to Ashi, then
Ashi, one more
the
question.
related question to Shikhaji. So the biggest fear from me, I'm not talking about anybody else, that when we talk about law, that you have to read hundreds, if not thousands of books, and all the lawyers have so many tons of books in their background usually. So is that fear real, that you have to read a lot? And how do you cope with that reading, lots of reading?
There is reading, but it is not a lot. It's not a lot of, it's not like books on books. There are textbooks, but again, these days, no one really reads textbooks. You mostly rely on the source material given through PowerPoints and lectures. And then if you need to know in-depth judgments, then you would read the judgment in the textbook.
Very
But
relevant
otherwise, you don't
topic
need to
is
be
what you will
reading
read
a whole
rather
book.
than reading in general. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rahul Gupta ji, for putting that in chat as well. Yeah. And the similar question to Shikha ji, that we've spoken to Ashi, that she is young student studying law. What is your experience and perspective at this stage, at this age when you studied law? What was your experience learning in so advanced age versus compared to a young person studying that? How do you see yourself studying law?
You
And
know,
what
in
was
the
the interesting part for
starting,
you? What was the
yeah, in the
interesting?
starting, I was so scared to to study law, but slowly, yeah, I understand how to read and how to how to watch the legal problem. So slowly, yes, I can do, and I can do much to do the law and do the problem solving questions. So it is hard for me.
But you did very well.
But now
So
it's okay. Yeah, now it's fine because I will very good in problem solving questions and doing the uh, client
yeah,
doing client based
sure.
Questions and all.
questions.
So
What happens, when I was, I have been a voracious student, learner. So, I keep on studying, different things, sometimes management, sometimes finance, sometimes this. So she used to say that you always keep studying.
Yes.
So when I completed laws, so I said, okay, why don't you do? You can do law. So then she joined laws. Initially, she joined, but it was difficult for me to do the degree. So initially, she joined the
Diploma in legal studies.
she joined the diploma in legal studies.
Yeah.
But she thought that she can do law as well. And after 6 months, she joined laws and she
so
completed. And then
yep.
she completed the PLT and then finally.
Yeah.
So
Let's jump to next slide in that case, Shikha
in
ji.
starting, Pradeep helped me so much, so much.
So
yeah,
let's jump
you should
to
be
next
careful.
slide. Let's
So
jump
much,
to next
my God.
slide and
So,
talk about how to succeed in
yeah.
studying law. Yeah, next.
So now that's how, because if somebody is able to guide you, it becomes easier. Say
Yes,
even
yeah.
Ashi, because she could do it because because she knew that okay, my father can always help me if I am in trouble. But now she writes very good answers of the questions. She get HDs in Monash.
Very good. Let's jump to next
In law.
slide. Yeah.
So
Yes.
so I think she is doing very well. So uh, so now. So now, what else? The next thing is
Next
okay, the student
how
part.
to succeed in law school. Yeah. So
Pradeep ji,
if
can
you
you
want,
bring focus to Shikha ji? She's
Yeah, yeah.
presenting
so
it.
if
Yeah.
you want to study law, there are so many ways to succeed law. So that like understand the system. Like Australian law school focus on legal reasoning, mostly legal reasoning and case study, the scenario based question, and academic writing. So you have to write your own question, not like you copy for someone's question. So that
You
is
cannot,
the
generally you
you
cannot do plagiarism. You
yeah
cannot,
that
you
yeah
know
that,
how. So all that
so
thing is very, they are very strict on that. That if you found that you copied from somewhere,
yes,
you plagiarized, then you will not be able to work as a lawyer. That's what
yeah.
happens.
So get support like use mentoring, tutoring, and networking opportunities. S- Be involved in join law societies and attend legal events to to get good success in law. And academic integrity is very serious thing. So you have to follow very seriously.
Strict guidelines.
Yeah, guidelines. Yeah,
Shikha ji, can you come in the center of the screen, please?
yeah. So the legal profession is very competitive, but if you do with guidelines,
Proper guidance.
proper guidance and hard work, so your mindset will be
With the right mindset, so
yeah
then you can really the
yeah
community can
community.
thrive.
You can help your community.
So and then how the problems lawyers see the problems. What is the next thing? How lawyers solve the problems.
Yeah. So listen properly the story of the people, your client, and negotiate and mediate their dispute. Prepare their documents like contracts, affidavits, and wills, or so many documents there to advise the people, protect their interest legally. For example, if you have been underpaid at work, a lawyer can help you to take to give you advice, and they may write a letter of demand, contract contact your employer, and resolve your issues. So we can help people legally. Next one.
To find purpose in legal work.
Yeah.
Before we go into this next one, there's a question in the chat.
Yeah.
What is your general observation? Are there many legal issues within our Indian diaspora in Victoria? Do you hear lots of issues in the community? You help lots of Indian diaspora people there?
So Yeah. So we'll just see that question. Okay, this is the current question, 931. Do you face any legal problems within our Indian society? Your family violence is a problem. I think we discussed in the beginning.
Yeah.
It's a big problem. And what happens sometimes we have seen that one partner makes complaint to the police if some small thing happens, and we have seen in many cases then uh,
They
generally it's
call-
wife, and they say
police, yeah.
they call the police, they get the IVO, and they say no, we just wanted to give him a lesson. And then they want to, as I explained in the beginning, they want that, okay, somehow the complaint, they want to take complaint back. It takes a lot of time then. So it becomes a serious matter. So that's what we say, that if you face any issue of family violence or anything, it's better
Go to lawyer and
to
take
lawyer
advice.
or to the organization like FIAV. If you call FIAV and seek help, they will certainly help, and they will connect to us or to some other people who are providing them services, and then we can guide them that what is the right step for them to take further.
Yeah.
Otherwise, what if they take some step and which may backfire in the sense which they are not prepared for.
Yeah.
Many times they are not ready, that the husband or the person against whom they are complaining is the only earning member. And then they say, oh no, I made a mistake. And then months and months go, and they are not able to take the complaint, to withdraw the complaint. It takes time. So all such things happen. So it's always good that family violence is the issue in the society. Of course, it is, even in the Indian society. But they should seek help from the professionals, especially lawyers, and then discuss their problem with them, and then seek what could be the right step for them.
Yep. I think it jumped to
Lawyers
slide
don't
6.
charge for everything. For small advice, they don't charge. They will just give you the advice and leave it there.
And Pradeep ji has been very kind over the years. He has been supporting community whenever we have issues coming to FIAV. We always refer to him, and he is very kind to talk to people
People come
to
to us,
discuss.
they discuss with ours. We don't charge anything, and we give the advice.
Yeah. So I think Pradeep ji, you jump to slide 6. If you jump back to slide 5, I can
And
continue
we are
from
still
there.
saying that if people who are on Centrelink, because somehow we have to prove that, say, if they are not, they are not getting any support of Centrelink, and they don't have healthcare card, then we have to prove that they are not doing financially well. And in that case, they can get help from the
So there
Victorian.
are so many associations, so they can help.
They can get the help,
financially, yeah.
financial help they can get. So if they come, so we can certainly help now.
Yep. You can go to slide 5. Shikha ji can
Yeah,
come in
and
center
we see
again.
anything else, I can see precise reading is key for law. That's fine.
Yeah.
No.
Start
On the
is always
screen,
hard.
on the screen it says 6, slide 6. Can you go to slide 5?
Yeah.
Find purpose in
So
legal work.
slide 5, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Shikha ji can
Okay.
come back in
Yeah,
center
find purpose
of the
legal work, yeah.
screen.
Yes. So many Indian lawyers in Australia choose this profession not just for income. We serve the community like this vulnerable people, defend justice and fairness. We can we can help families through difficult times and stand up for the underrepresented
people, yes, yeah.
people. So law is not just a profession, it is a responsibility. For young Indian Australians, law is a powerful way to make a difference while honoring family and cultural values. So we help vulnerable people and
Vulnerable people in the sense that, say if
who are very poor and who don't have money.
Yeah, who are
Yeah.
financially challenged,
Financially challenged,
facing
yeah.
hardships. So certainly, for advice, we don't charge. In that case,
Yeah.
if they are on healthcare card, if they have, or we know that they are financially very
We
weak.
can help through the legal aid.
So yeah,
These
we help
type of
them.
people,
Yeah.
yeah.
So because recently we got that help, we can help them through legal aid as well. Earlier it was not the case, but right now we can help. So
Yep, nice, thank you. Next one.
So now, now it's how you can say, and I say it is the law is not only, you cannot choose that, okay, this will be your career as a for job. Uh, you you can make good life through law, but it's a service, more of a service. You don't earn too much, but you are able to, and uh, so the career has to be chosen very carefully, but you can make enough money to survive. That will not be a problem. And in Australia or in UK, you have two people who help you. Either it is a solicitor or barrister. So solicitor, I compare it from a GP. Solicitors are like GPs, and in Australia, and the barristers are like specialists.
Yeah.
So you cannot straight away go to barrister. Some people think that we straight away will go to barrister and get the help. No. The first they have to go to solicitor. They decide whether you need a barrister or not. And if you need that, what kind of barrister you need, what could be his specialization. They decide, and then your point of contact is only solicitor.
Yeah, so solicitor can take any type of case.
Yes, so solicitors can take any
Yeah.
type of case. We
Yeah.
decide,
You
okay,
decide.
this will require this kind of expertise.
Yeah.
And then if required, we choose. If required, then we choose barrister. Otherwise, it's not. And we choose the barrister, and then they are barristers work for solicitors. They don't work for the end client.
Yes.
So they are paid by the solicitors, the barristers. So that's how it works. So you could be a solicitor, you could be barrister. Generally, they have to pass bar exam here. And in India or in America, everybody has to write a bar, which is easier as compared to bar exam in Australia. Because here you become a specialist after passing that. But in India, to practice, you have to pass bar in India or in America. So that's compared to Australia, it's very easy.
So solicitor doesn't need to pass the bar exam, is it?
Pardon?
Solicitor do not need to appear
No, solicitor, you don't need to pass. You have to complete your qualification, and then you have to do practical legal training.
Yeah.
That is for 15, 16 weeks training. Yes. After your graduation.
Yeah.
Once you pass that, only after that you can seek admission into legal practice.
So solicitor take instruction from the clients.
Yeah.
But the barrister takes instruction from the solicitor.
Yeah.
Yeah. So directly client cannot touch with the
cannot contact the
contact
barrister.
with the barrister.
Yeah, that's what happens. Yeah.
Is it a legal requirement or it's a technical thing?
It is a legal requirement.
It's a legal requirement.
They cannot directly, they cannot, so they cannot
go directly.
Barristers will not take their case
barrister.
because barristers can only take instructions from the solicitors.
Yeah.
They cannot take instruction from the client.
Can solicitor go into courtroom? Can solicitor go into courtroom and fight your case?
They go, they can represent, they can do everything.
Okay.
Only the initial stage, but in the trial, only the barrister can go and to fight the case.
Okay.
So now we have written, so the barristers, the solicitors, then in-house counsel. If a person is working in a company, if you are working in a government, then legal policy officer. Those are different kind of roles which they can have. Community lawyer. Say if the people who are working in Victorian legal aid, so they are called community lawyers, though they are paid by government. So that way they are not legal aid, but and they get good salaries. But when we work, legal aid gives us opportunity to work for the vulnerable client. Then they pay amount, but it's
Very little. Yeah.
very small amount
Yeah.
that they pay as compared to what we normally charge.
Yeah.
But actually, we only take the cases of legal aid because we want to help the community.
There's a question in chat from Ravi. How to become Justice of Peace? Does it take legal studies? And what is
Justice
the
of peace,
and
because
what is the role of Justice of Peace?
justice of peace, because I have seen all lawyers who are justice of peace.
No, but if somebody who's not studied law, can anybody become Justice of Peace by nomination or something?
Different course for the justice of
Okay,
peace.
there's
Yeah.
different course because
There-
I
there
don't
is
know that I have to
a
see it.
different course for justice of peace. Yeah.
Ashi, can you tell something?
Can you search, Ashi?
No.
No, I thought you can become Justice of Peace by nomination as well. You can apply
Okay,
as a
so
community.
that yeah, I am not
Because
sure.
I've
So I
known
have to
few
see.
people who are journalists or somebody, they applied to become Justice of Peace and they become Justice of Peace. Usha, do you want to add something?
Yeah, in our temple, previous secretary, the Sri Lankan Ratnam Singham, was Justice of Peace. He's not a lawyer, he's electrical
Okay. So
engineer.
anybody can do, anybody can.
Anyone can apply and they can possibly become
Okay,
just.
so
I don't
there's
know,
the
some
application
requirement
process.
is there, but
Like
Yeah.
you said, they should be nominated. And I think there is a process.
Okay. There's a process. They can do it. Fine. Yeah,
Thank you.
they don't need to be lawyers, but generally I have seen many lawyers, they are justice of peace.
yeah, but as a law student or as a law professional, you can automatically be eligible. But generally saying that if you're not
Even otherwise they can become. Yes. So now, as it's done now. So
Yep. Any closing statements?
So we can just see that if you need any help, and generally for the people who are on Centrelink support or who are not, who have some evidence that they are not doing well financially, so we can try for them. And if they need any legal help, so we can try with the legal aid with them for them. Otherwise, for any service, if they need any legal service, legal help,
Yeah, we can help.
in the matters of family law or say business transfer or criminal
Employment law.
employment
Yes.
or the building, so
Yeah,
they can come to us
making wills.
and we can help them. And for I told you that for people who are vulnerable, we are certainly going to help.
Yep. Thank you. Any questions from the audience? You can unmute and ask question directly.
So we can stop sharing now. So we can answer.
Hi, Shikha ji and Pradeep ji.
Please.
Thank you so much for this presentation. I'm very keen to study law, and I really want to understand from Shikha ji the overall, duration of the academic course. How do you think are there any more practical requirements and any training needed to start working as to start being active in the practice? So overall, how long is the duration? And can we do part-time or it has to be
Yeah,
full-time?
you can do part-time, but in Victoria there is a कौन सा module?
It's a block model.
Block model, हाँ.
There's a block model in Victoria.
Yeah, they finish one subject in 1 month, so it is very easy to do from Victoria Uni, and it is
Once you complete that, it's a time duration is 3 years.
3 years. Yeah.
You have to do 24 units if you have done a bachelor's after bachelor's. So it's a 3 years, and you can after that you have to complete after 3 years program. You have to complete practical legal training.
Yes.
Which goes
So
for
this is
15 to 16.
15 or 16 weeks.
Yeah, 15 to 16 weeks. So there are specific colleges like Leo Cousin
And College of Law.
College of Law. So there are main colleges. From there you do the practical legal training where you understand different kind of processes you have to adopt or follow in the different kind of courts and different kind of cases. So that is taught in the practical legal training, and they are very, very useful. And I did from Leo Cousin, she did from College of Law. I like Leo Cousin.
quick question that when you said you need to do 24 units and part-time you can do one subject per month, then can you not finish it in 2 years, 24 months?
No, 3 years.
Because in Victoria, I think you can do 11 up to 11 subjects in 1 year. Yeah.
1 year.
If
So
up to- so you
22
can
in
do,
2 years, and so just over 2 years you can
yeah,
finish
she finished
part-time
in
one
2.5
subject
years.
at a
2.5
time.
years, because I did a winter session, I did the summer session, so I didn't take any leave.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
if you want to do it full-time, how quickly you can do?
Yeah,
If you do, so I told you, you can do every month.
every month one
That's a full
subject.
time, right? Every
Full-time.
month. It is not part time. 1 month means you only study one subject in Victoria. That is offered by Victoria.
But that is an evening class, is it? You can do it with your job.
I
It is
think
not. Some classes are evening classes. Otherwise, there are three
three
points.
streams, I think.
Yeah,
three
three
streams.
streams: morning, afternoon, and evening class.
How many hours can we commit in a week or a month? Like considering if we have other priorities like work and house and kids.
You
So,
know, 12 hours in a week, because
oh,
3
okay,
days, the one class is 3 hours. So
okay.
And then you have
the
to
9 to 12 hours. Yeah.
yeah,
Because
12 hours, there's a class. And you have to study as well after that.
yeah, study. You can study your own.
Yeah, so but
Yeah.
then even you need some time.
Mm.
So I think your classes are at least for,
9
if
to
you
12 hours in a week.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Then you can study at
Oth-
your home
another 5-6 hours you study during the week.
during the week. Yes.
And if so for example, I've got all my master's degrees here, so can I do a bachelor degree or no? Is
Why not? You
Yeah,
can
you
do.
can.
No,
Doesn't
but
I
what
mean,
is required? She's done masters. What does she need to do? Bachelor's, or she can do masters in
No, she
legal
can set
study?
up. No, she can do bachelor's.
I did my
LLB,
master,
LLB is a
but
different.
then I did here LLB.
LLB you can do only
Yeah.
after a bachelor's or master's.
Yes.
okay.
So you can just it's okay. This is the one bachelor degree which you can do after another, one
Master
other
degree.
bachelor degree
Oh,
only.
wow.
So
That's good.
you can easily do. But if you want, you can do masters. That is JD. So that I did JD from
Nimisha, you
Orange.
can do easily. You are still young.
Yeah, no, thank you. I'm just getting motivation from you. So
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah, please do it.
And I told you, even don't be discouraged. Money is not bad.
I really want to help people. I genuinely want to do this degree
Yeah. So
to
you
help
do
people in
both
the
things.
community.
You can you can earn your livelihood, your family's livelihood as well,
Yeah.
and you help the community as well. It
Yes.
helps both ways.
There's
In
another question in the chat.
Yeah.
How easy is it to transfer this LLB skill from overseas degree?
Yeah, for
Somebody's
that,
done LLB from India and they come here. Do they need to do some exam, or they can transfer their skills here?
yes.
Yeah,
So
you have
what
to
happens?
assess
You have to assess
your degree.
your skills, your degrees. So
Yeah.
you have to assess. So depends generally if you have done from a good kind of fine good university generally. So now they say, oh, you only do 3 or 4 subjects. Generally, one is a constitutional law, because there's some
The
difference.
other is property law.
Property law, because here property law is different than from India. And
third is equity and trust.
equity and trust.
And
So
fourth is ethics.
ethics generally, I think they say at least 3 subjects they want.
Yeah, 3 or 4.
3 or 4 subjects.
Yeah.
So only that much you have to do. So it depends. So if you have done from DU, from Rajasthan University, from Mumbai University, from any such university, so you do only 3 to 4 subjects only. And then if you have less than 10 years, you've done only less than 10 years ago, you have and then generally what happens if you are working, some people they say I was working 10 years ago. In that case you have to do supervision of 2 years. But otherwise, if you can say that okay, you are continuously working over there, and then you just do your 3-4 subjects
And do PLT.
and some part of PLT, because
Yeah.
even you get exemption from subjects from PLT, you can complete in 10 weeks because they give you exemption. You don't need to complete everything in PLT. And then you start working as Australian lawyer.
Yeah. I've
Only you have to get your skills assessed from Victorian Legal Admissions Board in Victoria, from Law LPAB, Legal Practice Admissions Board in NSW, and similar boards of legal admission in other states. They assess your degree. The fee is around $320 or something for assessment. They assess your PLT requirement as well. How many weeks you will work for PLT, and say if out of some, generally it is 5 subjects are done in PLT as well, on which 5 practice areas you have to get your practical legal training. So they can reduce that as well. And
Yep.
then you can you become Australian lawyer, Australian solicitor.
Yeah. I've got a question that why should one choose LLB or just doing a specialized course like immigration lawyer or conveyancing course or something else? Where's the benefit, pros and cons of doing one or the other?
Yeah, say convincing, or say if you do migration agent, they are not equivalent to a lawyer. As a lawyer, you can work as a conveyancer, you can work as a migration agent, you can do any work in the field of law. But if you are a conveyancer, you can only work as a conveyancer, and if you face any legal issue, then you cannot resolve, you have to go to a lawyer. So many conveyancers, they come to us if they have any issue.
Yeah.
So it is always good to have the legal degree, because then you have a open sky, you can do anything in the field of law.
And if you do this immigration agent course or the conveyancer course, they are 1 year courses or they're
No, I think immigration, the conveyancer is, I think now it is 1.5 years.
और
I-
migration का I think 2 years.
It is
I
2 years?
think
No, I
not
don't.
sure, but
No, it's not 2 years. Yeah, it's, I think 1 year or so.
1 year
Anyway,
as
now
well.
we don't know, but what I'm saying that if you do law, then you can do anything.
No, but if somebody want to foot in the door that they do 1 year course, become migration agent, and then continue their study while they're practicing migration agent job, business or job or whatever it is.
Yeah, there are so many,
Yeah,
so many migrant agents who then they become the
get
lawyers.
migration degree and then
First they
start-
work as a
So
migrant.
that way they can get into the practicing into the business and the field of law and then start improving and getting their proper LLB degree after that.
Yeah, they can do. They do, but because as a migrant agent, if there's any legal issue, which has to be,
Yeah, at that stage they are not
they have to go
allowed
to
to do
the,
this.
then
So
they have to find a lawyer.
yes, yes.
So only you have to put more money if you do law degree as compared to other degrees. So even conveyancing is good, but only then you can do
only convincing.
conveyancing part for
Correct.
residential, even the business conveyancing.
But if somebody is coming from India and they want to
Yeah,
get some
immediately it becomes
basic
difficult.
degree
Immediately-
first to start doing job or business, and then they can continue. They can become self-sufficient and funding and all issues resolved. Then they can continue and complete their LLB later.
Yeah.
So
But
yeah,
I suggest that, it's always good to have a LLB instead the conveyancing, or instead of conveyancing, you don't make that much income as well.
no,
That's what I
correct.
feel.
But as a
Because
confidence building activity for somebody changing their career or something, they can just start with something
they can start from there. They can start.
and then always improve from there. Any 12 months. Somebody mentioned in the chat privately that 12 months course is required for convincing and 12 months of supervised experience is required for becoming a convincer.
Okay. So,
So it
because we
becomes
have not done
2
that.
years anyways. Yeah. Any closing questions from the audience or any closing comments from Pradeep ji, Shikha ji? Any questions, final questions? We are very just close to
Yeah.
our
If
time.
you want to ask anything, please ask.
So with that note, I think there are no further questions. So you want to make any closing comments in general about?
Yeah, we can just say that if you need any help, so please approach us. And even if people who are not doing financially, who are not better financially, and facing some issues, facing hardships, they can approach us, and we would certainly see if we
if
can help.
anybody wants to study further, please do law.
That's a good
Yeah.
recommendation.
It's a good
Thank you.
area. It's a good
It's a good
area.
idea.
Yeah, yeah. So with that note, thank you so much, Shikha ji, for
Thank you,
taking the lead
Sury,
in
for
coming
having
and
me.
presenting this.
Yeah.
And thank you, Pradeep
Thank you,
ji, as a big
everyone.
support to the community all the time.
Thank you.
And inspiring a lot of us to study law and is sharing your experiences through this webinar. And we wish you all the best. And with that note, thank you so much again. And thank you all the audience for joining.
Yeah.
Those who are watching it on YouTube as a recording, please like, subscribe, and share, and keep attending these webinars. With that note, thank you. Good night, all. Bye for
Thank
now.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shikha ji. Thank you,
Thank
Pradeep
you.
ji.
Bye.